The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
For the past 15 years, the American life expectancy has been improving thanks to advancements in health care, but now for the first time since 1993, our life expectancy has gone down. Why? What might explain this? The opioid epidemic. Deaths from opioid overdoses doubled in the U.S. between 2009 and 2015. That drop in life expectancy due to drug overdoses is about the same as the impact from Alzheimer's, liver disease, and car accidents combined. And when you think about youngsters, people born in 2015 were expected to live about a month less than people born the previous year. Shocking statistics.
Really shocking.
Scary.
There's actually 21 million Americans at any time that are suffering from a substance use disorder, but over 2 million of those are just opioid related. And so it really drives the numbers.
We talk about the epidemic, but these statistics really put it in perspective when it's changing the whole curve, the whole playing field on what's killing us.
Well, and if you think about why it's changing life expectancy on average, it's because young people are dying. And these are people who otherwise would have been expected to live a nice long life into their 70s, 80s, or even 90s. And so, look, that's why we're doing this year. That's why we're talking so much about this.
Unfortunately, unless we nip it in the bud and we really address this problem on every front, that's going to continue to increase.
And we're not going to solve the epidemic or crisis in totality in one day. But on the individual level, that's where this is so important, because heroin was once thought to be a drug of abuse of the urban poor. Shockingly today, the typical user is often a young white suburbanite, and their addiction usually begins with prescription opiates.
That's right.
That was exactly the case for our next guest, whose life as a Hollywood celebrity took a dark turn after her habit of abusing painkillers turned into an addiction to black tar heroin.
My name is Alexis Haines, and I'm a recovered heroin addict. You may know me from my reality TV show, Pretty Wild, that was on E! I also was charged with felony first-degree robbery.
Alexis Nyers wiped away tears after she entered a no-contest plea to felony burglary today in downtown L.A. She admits she broke into the home of actor Orlando Bloom.
I had several surgeries in 8th and 9th grade, and I was prescribed pain medications, and I really liked the way that opiates made me feel. As somebody who went through the amount of sexual abuse that I did in early childhood, I needed to numb out. Oxys are expensive, especially when you have like a 10 to 20 a day pill habit, and I eventually started turning to heroin. My first arrest was for a burglary charge. I ended up serving a summer in jail. I got out and I did my best to stay sober, but it really wasn't possible without more help. I was arrested again for possession of heroin. The second time that I went to jail, I was in for 10 days before I was court-ordered to a year in treatment. When I showed up to my first AA meeting, I was like, I'm not talking to any of you. I'm not like you.
That time, she was a little arrogant. If I had to bet, I probably wouldn't have thought she would have made it.
In that first year, I learned major humility. And with that humility came a little bit of grace and the ability to laugh at myself.
Now she's one of the most open and honest people I know.
I'm grateful because I'm the first person in my family to stop the cycle of abuse. I'm able to do differently for my children. I'm able to connect with them in a way that is like so profound. And I really like connecting with others now, and that's a gift because that wasn't always the case.